We live?
You're live.
All right. I'm used to the theme music kicking in, which next this is episode 4 of Baseball Revolution. And this it's almost this is like my last episode for the year. So I wanted to I got about 15 minutes to put this out. So I just wanted it's kind of like a wrap up. This is kind of it's almost like a this entire concept thus far has just been basically chronicling like a diary, almost like an online diary. And I just wanted to just kind of put because I'm not probably going to be broadcasting for some time, and I just wanted to sort of just put out into the universe a little, put out into the YouTube world or whatever, just exactly kind of like where what's going on, where what's going to be going on for the next couple months when I'm probably not broadcasting because I'm going to be working towards getting this project off the ground. And why it's been a couple months. If you have been watching, there's been a fairly large gap of time between the two shows. So, again, we talked about in the past about the opportunity. This is everything that I'm working towards, which is getting my own team. And so I want to just mention a little bit about what that sort of looks like, what the vision is, what the initial goal is. So I'm under no illusion that just the utterance and the idea that there's this that, that I've got some new discovery, some kind of world changing discovery, is yeah, I totally appreciate the idea that it's like, well, what is it, and you're like, well, I can't talk about it because then everybody will know about it, right? So I'm under no illusions of that the concept of just putting out there and, oh, I got something. um so the first step is to prove what I say is true, and the goal for doing that is to acquire my own baseball team, acquire my own professional baseball team, and the team, my dream scenario. That's why I'm putting this out to the universe. My dream scenario for the team to get is a team called the Salina Stockade. And so if anybody that's watching this, or maybe they're watching it in the future and looking back on the past and seeing what I was talking about, and it actually has happened by then. But the Salina Stockade, in a nutshell, you could make a case that they're the worst team in the history of baseball. So what they are is they're an independent team out of the Pecos League, and they've played several seasons in the Pecos League, but they've also played as a fill-in team for the American Association, which is independent league, and also the Can-Am League, which was now defunct independent league. And the function that they serve in is as a travel team. So like when a independent league loses a team, like a team folds before the season starts, they'll look to just fill the gap on the schedule. And so the Salina Stockade has been like the team name for which that they just dress players in uniforms. And so what happens is, and you can read about this. There's a ton of stuff on the Salina Stockade. And what they do is that the owners from the rest of the league will all put money into a hat, and then they'll just raise enough money to outfit the players and pay for their salaries for the season. And then that team just travels. They don't even have a home stadium. They just play they just are an eternal away team, and they just travel from stadium to stadium, and they get slaughtered because the owners are not concerned about getting the best players in the world, or even treating if the team has good players, they're not exactly giving them these players the creme de la creme sleeping quarters and treating them the best that there is. The players basically just exist to fill a slot. And so in every single case, the Salina Stockade has been utilized. They've been slaughtered. And the most visible case, and you can actually look this up. It's almost like a famous year, which was 2017. And they finished the 2017 season in the American Association with the worst record, or the 9th worst record in baseball history. And so my mindset is that this is my dream team. Okay, for somebody that's got something to prove, that this is like my fantasy team. This is like my dream team. Imagine that to acquire this team, or to maybe get a loan for this team, or whatever it is, I'd love to just buy it outright. That's my ideal scenario. To get this team, and then wait for to get an opportunity for a slot into one of these as a travel team into that slot. And like I say, in every case, the travel team has gotten pounded. They're always like the shock whatever league they're in and flip the tables on them and be the most dominant team in the league, playing a brand of baseball that nobody has really ever seen before. And in the broadcast on YouTube, like this would, like, people look back, this channel that you're watching right now, by that point would be my team on the field. And and this would be like the raw footage in the future, people looking back going, look at his episode 4, man, that sucks. It's terrible. Like, so he doesn't have a theme song. He doesn't have an intro. And he's like, trying to figure out exactly what he's actually going to say once the mic gets put in front of his face. This is Charles at his most primitive for this show. But yeah, that's it. That's what this show is organic, man. It's beginning very small. This is episode 4. I asked Jamie, the producer of the show, his studio we're in. I was like, hey, Jamie, what episode are we in? Like 5 or 6? He's like, this is number 4, right? Jamie, we're 4. Our City of Champions show, we got 107. So we're like ballers over there. And I'm like, this is my episode 4, and this is my season wrap up show. See episode 4. So anyways, of course, in order to get that team, I have to, have the money to buy the team. And so that's what I'm doing. That's why there is a gap between times of broadcasting the show. That's why there's going to be a gap from this episode to the next episode, because I am working, stacking cash. Well, I'm not stacking cash. I told you we're going to be talking about economics, and on this show, it's going to cross with economics. And of course, the rate. So when I'm not stacking cash, you're out of your mind if you're stacking cash. I'm stacking gold. I'm stacking gold and silver. And so there's going to come a point in the future when the time comes for me either acquire the team, get to sign the players and that, and I'm gonna be most likely signing them in gold coins or silver. That's how I'm gonna be dropping. They're gonna be like, what's my salary? What do you want to pay me? I'm gonna be paying them in gold, because this is because like I say, it's madness to stack dollars right now. And it's a little economic, like, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're not stacking gold, right, if you're not using the trash cash, monopoly money, paper money, if you're not using that to rotate into gold or silver right now, it's you're heading to precarious times. So like I say, the dollar is looking weak. So it's been I'll just say it like this, by its very nature, even best case scenario, the inflation of the dollar is 2% a year. That's best case scenario. So guaranteed the dollars when they say the word inflation, that's a nice way of saying the deterioration of the dollar rate is fill in the blank. So if they're like, inflation is 2%, that's great. It's like, no, the deterioration of the dollar is only at 2%. That you might as well just substitute that word for that. So right now, the deterioration rate of the dollar is high. And so why not put your money into anything else besides any type of physical asset? So that's, like I say, that's maybe a little bit of Christmas, like the next 2 months, maybe if before now and then, for hearing this show, you might want to look into stacking, because that's what I'm doing to get this team. So, but that's what I'm doing. So that's my main thing is stacking gold and silver, getting ready to make it, to get to the point where I have enough money to buy this, whether it's, here's the thing, whether the Salinas Arcade is my dream scenario, but it doesn't have to be the only thing. Like, I can start a team right now. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to magically invent a team. Like one of the team names I've come up with, which I would love, is a team called the Fiddle. Like, I've never heard of a team called the Fiddle, like where it's a violin is the name of the team. And then like all of our merchandise and our mascots and everything are like violin, like using the violin to like play musical instruments and stuff. So like I could just go with that. I don't need to buy a team name. I mean, it's like almost like an extra expense, but for the sake of proving my point, taking the worst team, you could make a case that the Salinas Stockade is the worst team in the history of baseball. But in utilizing that team and coming out and blowing people out with it, I think that'd be a pretty good demonstration. And of course, a demonstration, the first step towards a larger, getting a bigger opportunity at higher and higher levels, is to make a statement. And I can't think of any better way than to take a team which is, again, you could make a case that it's, just look at the record of the Salina Stockade, go on Wikipedia or whatever, Baseball Reference, and just look at their year by year record and tell me that they're not one of the worst teams you've ever seen in your life. And that's for me, that's a dream team for me. And by the way, just to show you what like a fanboy I am of that team, at one point, it was like 3 years ago, because I wrote a whole business plan on this. Like 3 years ago, I actually acquired a game used Salina Stockade jersey from that 2017 season. So that record setting 9th worst record in the history of baseball. It's the only game used jersey I have. In fact, I think it's the only jersey I have. I don't like collect jerseys or buy jerseys. I spend my money on like tangible goods and, tangible goods like gold and silver and stuff like that. Books, I write, I print my books and stuff. But like the only game used jersey or any like in terms of like a memorabilia that I own is a game used Salina Stockade jersey. Because if I ever get a chance to make a pitch to someone for, that's interested in this project, one of the, like the statement I'm going to make coming into the room is not, I've actually used this. I did have a meeting and I used this, but coming with a briefcase where the only thing in the briefcase is this jersey. And I'm like, this is a very valuable relic of what we're trying to do. And so I like to think that, that's one of the reasons I'm kind of mentioning this is like, if somebody did have a new discovery and did have confidence that what they have could actually, change, make a dent, change the industry, what would that look like? And maybe that's a question to leave to the next show, whenever the next time is. What would it look like if somebody came out with the greatest discovery for a $10 billion industry? What would it look like? Would somebody come out there and want to get the worst team ever to make the point? You see, like that, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like only like I either am a madman or I actually have something. And so when, I look forward to the opportunity to prove that it's the latter and not the former. So until next time, until the next show, I'll leave you. Everybody have a great holidays, great Christmas, Merry Christmas to y'all.